Angered by the killing spree in the southeast, President Muhammadu Buhari has warned perpetrators to expect a tough response from security forces. In a statement, the president condemned the viral video circulating of innocent citizens allegedly killed by men of the Eastern Security Network, describing it as wild and barbarous. The presidency also cautioned the public against indiscriminate sharing of posts on social media to prevent those seeking to divide the country from doing so. President Buhari's response comes a few days after gunmen killed at least 12 people, including a pregnant woman and her 4 children in Anambra State. Well, security analyst Seyi Adetayo join us now for more. Thank you for joining us, Seyi Adetayo. What do you think really is at the root of growing violence? Not just violence, this wanton killings in the southeast. And what do you make of President Muhammadu Buhari's reaction to this?
Thank you so much. I think it is important for us to begin to understand what is happening in the southeast as it is now. I know it is convenient for people to say, oh, IPOB and ESN are carrying out this as an organization or as an entity. But the reality on ground is that even IPOB does not have control over what is on ground. Now, let me take us back memory lane. Few years ago, we during the NSAS debacle, that was in 2020, we saw prison attack in Edo State, and several prisoners escaped from the prison. Those who escaped that are from Anambra, Imo, or southeastern part of the country went back to their village, and they were hibernating in some of those interior villages. We also saw the attack on Imo prison, where over 2,000 inmates escaped from the prison. These people had largely formed the ranks of the people that are actually carrying out these activities. The truth here is that even if Nnamdi Kanu is released today, it cannot control what is going on in the southeast. IPOB have lost control. ESN has lost control. We have groups of people that are now lord unto themselves, who hitherto joined the ranks of ESN as a former cover for them to carry out their nefarious activities. But no sooner than the leadership of IPOB was incarcerated, the hierarchy of IPOB and ESN became, dismantled, and we are now having groups of people that are now, using the cover of IPOB ESN to carry out these heinous activities. And one thing that I want us to also see, what is happening now, is that it started with sit at home. But what we see today is no longer about sit at home anymore. Attacks are now being carried out indiscriminately. They are no longer following the goals, objectives for which the body hitherto was set up. Now we see situations where people were killed on Saturday, on Sunday, people are being killed at the beer parlor. We've now seen them now more or less like a copycat modus operandi, like Boko Haram. We're now beginning to see this guy slicing throats of human beings, and they're videoing it. We saw the military couple. We saw beheading of an House of Assembly member from I think Agwata local government. We saw that. We've seen them killing pregnant women and children, and these are these are trademark of Boko Haram. We've seen them indiscriminately killing people, plundering, and of recent now they are now mandating communities to donate or pay between 10 million to 20 million, depending on how big communities are now, into those different groups now, depending on the group that is controlling a particular locality. Or in alternative, we can give 10 million, you must give them 3 AK-47, and depending on the size of your community, the demand can be as high as 6 AK-47. This is a trademark of the bandits in Northwest. and Boko Haram in Northeast. We are seeing these criminal elements now adopting every method that bandits have used and the Boko Haram have used over time. What we're seeing right now is a situation where we are at the highest level of lawlessness, and another Boko Haram must have been bettered now in the Southeast. And the release of Nnamdi Kanu today, if at all that is achieved, cannot stem the tide of what has been established in the Southeast today.
Great. Mr. Adetayo, you paint a very graphic picture of the situation on ground, even more graphic than we've seen them become in recent days. But why do you think that these killings have gone unabated? There have been accusations of how militarized the Southeast region has become. Is the government at wit's end? Is it that this is beyond the military?
Okay, now if you look at how Boko Haram started by, first of all, appealing to the community. You know, there was a time that a bank robbery was carried out in Katsina where they robbed the bank, and the money they carted from the bank, they started throwing it in the market to poor people. So they were behaving initially like this what do they call this this character that used to steal from the rich and give to the poor. Then and people started giving them support. They were enjoying the support of the people because the people thought initially that they were trying to promote the religion and they are trying to take from the rich to the poor. Similar thing is what we're seeing in Southeast, because they first of all came under the guise that they are there to protect the people, and then also they're launching a campaign of liberation. Most of the young boys that joined the ranks of these guys joined on the thinking that they are launching a liberation campaign, not knowing that the leadership of the various groups have their own personal agenda. Now the agenda are beginning to emerge now. But the problem is that majority of the localities where these people are operating from, they are still in support. Abi on the understanding that this group are to take them, to lead them to their Canaan land. And as long as the communities are supporting or providing information or backing for any military group, it will be difficult for any security agency to be able to, to quell them. If you look at what happened in the Niger Delta then, in the days of MENT and other groups, when they were enjoying the community, the protection and the support of the various communities in the Niger Delta. So it became difficult, and the only opportunity open then for government to be able to address at that particular point in time was the what is it called that they introduced, where amnesty program that they introduced. Why I'm not campaigning for amnesty for criminals in this particular regard, but it is important right now for us to be able to assess the situation in the Saudi. As we speak today, around 6 o'clock, several people were attacked in Ihiala this evening. Several people, some people now, they cannot account for their whereabouts as I speak. Several motorists along that route this evening about 6 p.m. And it's not just, if I start giving you now, the details in terms of records of what we've seen in recent, on 22nd of May alone, several attacks took place. That same 22nd, there was an attack in Amici. There was an attack in Ogunike Ikwele Junction. That is also at Onitsha Toll Gate. On that same 22nd, the attack Ekiadaze Anuku. On that same 22nd, the attack Ogidi. On 22nd, the attack Aforigwe. The attack Umunachi. On 22nd, the attack Oruaku Abatete. On 22nd, the attack Agulu. On 22nd, the attack Nanka. Just one day. This is not just one group. This to show you that there are several splintered groups that either to operating under the guise of ESN. I can bet you the leadership of ESN as at the time that it was established does not have control over these guys anymore. IPOB does not have control over these guys anymore. And that's why you see that, you know, some of the IPOB leaders will say,
Seyi Adetayo, we have to leave it there. We have to leave it there. Thank you so much. It is even really scary to hear that it may not be IPOB. This is a hallmark of Boko Haram. And that's according to Seyi Adetayo. Thank you very much for joining us.